What's up, guys? My name is Parker, and I've kind of decided to make a little rambling video. Kind of inspired by Aloe and Iron Vatty, who were kind of inspired by Lelador, who was kind of the first one to start doing this. And I might start making rambling videos like every month or so. I haven't really decided, but yeah, so this is going to be my first one. So I'm kind of going to give you guys a little intro about myself first. I thought it's a pretty cool idea, so I might as well start doing it myself. If you guys don't know, my name is Solo Parker. I'm sure you've seen me shitposting on Twitter. I'm a rank 23 Iron Man, I think. It's not something, not super high, but I'm pretty proud of it. I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm probably going to be falling off the high scores more and more, just because I did 200 mil thieving, which kind of put me up there. But I don't really plan on doing anything super fast in the future. I mean, I might be doing 200 mil hunter, and then, or I mean, excuse me, 200 mil fire making in the near future. But time will tell on that. I haven't really decided. Let me turn this down a little bit. And yeah, so this one's going to be a little bit longer than the other one, probably because I'm going to kind of do what Aloe did and give a little bit of introduction about myself, how I got to where I'm at right now, and maybe go through my bank. My bank isn't something too special. There are some pretty cool items in there and some KCs that I could tell you about, but we'll see. For the purpose of this video, I'm just hunting black shins for Armadillo. Don't expect to be, in awe at my hunting skill. I'm not the best hunter. I don't claim to be, and I don't really care to learn to get better at it, because I just do it to kind of chill out. I don't plan on doing shins for very much XP. In fact, I'll probably stop once I get the last Armadillo piece that I need and switch over to Herbivore whenever I do decide to go to 200 mil hunter. Yeah, so rank 23 Iron Man on the high scores. I think right about there on EHP as well. I'm a leader of Erudite. It's myself, Cub, and Soli who are the leaders. But yeah, so I made this. I've been playing RuneScape since about early 2015. So I made a main. I made a main in probably February of 2015. It was a shit main. I probably got to maybe 1,500 total. My only goal on that account was to get to Wyverns, and once I got to Wyverns, I kind of killed like 200 or 300 and realized how boring it was, and kind of decided, hey, I could be making more money and better money at Zulrah. So I went to try to go do Zulrah on a 1,500 total main, which had like 75 range and mage. Didn't turn out too well. I never ended up learning it on that account, and after a couple days of frustration, I was really bad at the game back then, even worse than I am now. I decided, hey, if I can't learn Zulrah, I might as well go make an Iron Man. And that's what I did. I made an Iron Man in September, late September, I believe, of 2015, so about a year late. Ended up managing to max as the 42nd Iron Man to max, which was a huge accomplishment for me, because I never in a million years, when I made that account, or this account, ever planned to max it. I was never efficient. I never had a 99 before this account. And I've kind of learned to the other side of the game. I've learned to have fun with it and really enjoy skilling. So you might cringe, but I was inspired to make my Iron Man by Mr. Mammal. I saw his series. It looked like a lot of fun. And I started having fun with it. I just started playing super inefficiently. I did like all of my barrows chests with, Ivan's Blast and a magic short bow or a Carol's crossbow. When I slayed, I would only use Piety when I spec'd with my DDS, but most of the time I was using a Dragon Halberd or Crystal Halberd because I like the big hit splats. I would never use Piety otherwise. Maybe sometimes I would use piety if I was throwing Guthans on to heal, because that's the type of Slayer that I was. I used Guthans. And on top of that, I AFK'd a lot of things. I would AFK Monkfish all the time. I would use those on Slayer, like 2 inventories per Abbey Demon task kind of thing. And yeah, I was just, having fun with the game, being a total and utter noob. I was horrible at the game. And some could argue that I still am, but I was having fun with it. And then it's funny because I'm doing Hunter right now. In I think June of 2016, I ended up going for my first 99, which is Hunter, which is where I first learned how to tick manipulate. Just basic 3-ticking, walking under, 3-ticking, and planting the trap. And I had a lot of fun with it. It was kind of the first time that I really, truly started having fun with the game and playing efficiently and kind of pushing myself to play long hours. I was a full-time college student at the time. I think I was a sophomore or junior, one of the two. And so I kind of had a decent amount of time to mess around and play. I would just go to the gym, go to class, and then, come home and play RuneScape all night. And I ended up pulling my first, 24-hour to finish Hunter. I ended up staying up with like 36 hours, I think, to finish off 99 Hunter. And that was a real achievement for me because it was the first 99 I'd ever gotten on RuneScape. It was really fun. I felt super accomplished. I was like, oh my god, I'm the fucking best Iron Man in the world. 99 Hunter in June of 2016. But then over the next year, I found myself doing similar things like that, like the 24-hour and whatnot, to try to push myself. I really wanted to level up, really wanted to, get more 99s. And if you guys don't know, I'm in the Marine Corps Reserve. I've been in for about 4 years. And I kind of use those 24-hour things and like staying up long periods of time, doing things like that to kind of justify the training that I had. I would go to, I have like monthly training things that I have to drive several hours to the day before, and then I spend multiple days training, and I would just feel like, oh, I'm wasting so much XP. And so like the week prior, the week before, I would try to, put in a lot of hours and whatnot and try to make up for the time that I'm going to be gone, which kind of got to the point where I was sleeping maybe 4 hours a night and, just going to the gym, going to class, and then playing a lot. And I was playing really inefficiently too. I was just kind of AFKing things, having fun with the game, doing it at my own pace, and having fun. Which is kind of different to what I'm doing now. I'll talk about that towards the end of how I'm playing the game and what life is. I guess these rambling videos are I'm gonna kind of make them into whatever I want. Kind of if I want to talk about life, if I want to talk about RuneScape, whatever it is. But yeah, so Hunter is when I first started falling in love with the game, and then I ended up pushing myself. I do that for other skills and whatnot, and eventually I got to I'd say about 1900 total level, just through pure AFKing. This is a game that you can really, go really far just by AFKing and playing really inefficiently. And so that's what I did. And around that time, I started, looking around and trying to decide what I wanted to do with my account. So I decided to go for 2K total. That was one of my goals. And then I was just browsing around on the internet, and I ended up finding this guy's Iron Man Progress series by the name of Iron DVS. I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, already know who he is. He's pretty popular on RuneScape, and he was nearly done with his maxing an Iron Man series. He still had a couple months to go, but he was a lot further along than I was. And I ended up binge watching his series multiple times, just for something to watch while I'm AFKing everything. And ultimately, I'm watching it, and I start thinking to myself, this guy isn't good at the game, and I don't mean that as a roast. It's just a fact. Like, he's not bad at the game; he's just not good. He's just an average guy. He just, you know, puts in time and does things the right way for the most part. And, you know, he was working on max, and he was a lot farther than I was. And that's around the time I started thinking, you know, if an average guy like DVS can do it, I mean, why can't I? Like, I should be able to do that. I can push myself like that. And at the time, maxing an Ironman had never even occurred to me. Like, yeah, I played the game a lot, but I didn't have the love for it that I did now, or I do now. But, yeah, so DVS's videos kind of motivated me to max. I kind of just wrote up a plan. I was like, oh, hey, I'm gonna do 3,000 Zulra, and then get 99 farming, and then work on herb as I do Slayer, etc., etc. I came up with this plan. And so I started doing it. And I was having a lot of fun. And then kind of just browsing around Twitch and, you know, YouTube and whatnot in the community, I ended up finding about this clan called Erudite, which I hadn't heard about it until now. I just found out about it and thought, you know, this is a pretty cool clan. It seems like a group of pretty high-level Ironman there. There's a couple of max people in here. That's pretty cool. Maybe they can help me. And so I check out their forum, apply to it, thinking I'm totally going to get denied because I didn't even have the requirements for Smiley at the time, I don't think. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, if I get denied, doesn't matter. I'll just apply once I actually have the requirements. And so a couple days go by, nothing really happens, and then I was at Hey Jace's, I remember this, I was at Hey Jace's 200 mil Slayer party. He was in the stronghold, I think killing like fucking hellhounds or some shit. And I see this guy by the name of Ironic Man there. And this guy by the name of Ironic Man was spamming hashtag Erudite wins again or something like that. And I'm like, oh, hey, this guy's in the clan that I just applied to. So I PM him, be like, hey, what's up, man? I applied to your guys' clan the other day, no response. He looks it up, he finds out that I applied to the wrong forum post. He tells Tyler to check me out, who I had no idea who he meant by Tyler at the time. I didn't even check the high scores. I didn't even know who Situation, who Lelador, Osiris, Leslie. I didn't know who any of those guys were. And so I'm like, sweet, thanks, dude. So I applied to the new forum, and then Tyler PMs me about an hour later saying, hey, I see that you applied. Does his little interview thing, sees what I know about CML and about efficiency. And I basically straight up told him, like, I don't know shit. I really don't have any idea how to do anything efficiently, but I'm more than able to learn and more than happy to learn. And so I think he kind of took, you know, I don't think I was supposed to be in the clan. I don't think I had the requirements at all. But he let me in as a Smiley, which was pretty cool. And I kind of used Erudite as kind of a resource. I just, you know, picked everybody's brains, asked all the stupid questions I could think of, and learned as much as I could about this game. And eventually, I finished my Zolar grind, started working on Slayer, finished Slayer, you know, kept pushing to max. And long story short, I ended up maxing a couple months after I joined in May of this year, 2017. I think it was like May 26th, I believe. And I was the 42nd Ironman to do so, which was, like I said earlier, a huge accomplishment for me, because when I applied to Erudite, my primary goal was to be one of the top 150 Ironmen to max. I just didn't really think I was going to do it that quickly. And, you know, huge shout out to everybody in Erudite who helped me along the way. And then, so I maxed on May 26th, and about an hour later, Iron Cub and Soli, who was Ironic Man at the time, who was the guy who helped me get in, were the leaders. And they PM'd me saying, hey, we decided to make you a leader. I guess just because I had maxed so quickly for the time that I was playing, and I guess I was pretty, how do you say it, active in the clan chat. I was talking to a lot of people, pretty good friends with a lot of people, and they decided to make me one of the leaders. I've been a leader ever since. If you're wondering what happened to Tyler and Zilly, who are the old leaders, you can ask them about that, but they stepped down as leaders, and then Lasby was one of the leaders, and he ended up leaving for Omnia. Most people know that by now. And yeah, so I've been an Erudite leader ever since. I just want to make it clear that I was probably not their first choice. They did approach some other people who I'm not going to name, but they had personal reasons for not choosing the leadership position, and that's totally awesome. That's totally up to them. I wouldn't want anybody to be in charge of an autistic fucking clan like this without wanting to be. But yeah, so that's kind of the story about me, about my Iron Man account, and how I fell in love with the game and how I maxed. I kind of stole this whole intro kind of thing from, say, Aloe, who just released an Iron Man rambling video for the first time the other day, in which he kind of talks about his intro. So that's kind of what I was going for. What I think I'm going to do right now is end this clip, and then I'll show up back at the bank once I finish this trip of chins, and go through my bank and maybe talk about some other stuff. So here I am back at the bank. I'm sorry for the weird music transition, forgot to pause it. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about my bank a little bit and kind of my XP. I'll hop into XP in a little bit. I switched to fixed mode just because it's easier to look at the bank. So I'm looking at 615.8 mil total XP. A lot of that is from 200 mil thieving. I did 200 mil thieving over the summer with Tyler, or Situation as a lot of you know him. It started with a skill of the week for Erudite. We pulled a 30 mil week. We were sleep deprived, and I just kind of burnt out of RuneScape at the time, and started playing a lot of PUBG and a lot of Minecraft with Tyler, and just having fun with the game, or with other games. And I foot pedaled a lot of it. Think of it that what you will. I'm not going to make this a video on morality, but yeah, I had fun with it. That was my first 200 mil ever. I finished that a couple months ago, or a couple of weeks ago in September. I guess I'll kind of use that to segue into my ban. I was false banned at about 170 mil thieving, about halfway through August, I believe, or maybe late August, and it was a false ban. And so the way I thieved, I would plug a keyboard into, or an old keyboard, into a laptop off to the side, and I had a AHK script that all it said was spacebar is left click. And so the way I had it set up was that you could not hold down the spacebar and get multiple clicks. You had to, if I held it down, it would still only click once. And the reason I did that was because I was afraid of falling asleep during our thieving week and getting falsely banned, which obviously didn't really pan out too well because I got banned anyways. Jagex has said that AHK is banned or bannable, but you can use it to remap, and that's all that I was doing. So to this day, I really don't know why I was banned. I think maybe they just saw that I was using HK and may have just assumed that the XP I was using, or the XP I was getting, was too high. There's another reason I can think of. A guy by the name of Appearance was auto-clicking at RD Nights, the same world that I was in. It was pretty obvious he would, not respond for 6 hours at a time and asked when the splasher was going to relog and whatnot so he could set it back up. I knew for a while, but I chose not to report him because I was afraid that I was going to get false banned if they did catch him by just looking at my my XP and whatnot. But I ended up getting banned anyways because I think what happened was they could have either seen that I was using HK and just banned me and not asking me, or not finding out that I was a remap, or they could have banned him and looked at my XP, seen that I was using HK, and just kind of assumed that I was doing the same as him, and slapped me with a 2-week. I appealed to every JMod on Twitter at least 3 times a day for those 2 weeks. I appealed online. I did everything I could. Ultimately, I didn't get any response except for one from Mod Ash, simply saying I should talk to the support team. I tweeted, one of the support members responded and gave me the most worthless conversation of my life. It's on Twitter if you want to go look at it, but it was pretty sad. But I'm over it. Rip PMod status, but you can believe what you want to believe. I know I didn't auto-click, and so that's enough for me. But if that's the truth, and then that all I can do is hope that you guys believe me. As far as future goals, right now I want to kill a lot of Zulrah. I want to go for maybe 10,000 Zulrah, maybe 10,000 mole at the same time, bank a lot of farming and herb lore and stuff, and just fuck around. As far as skills go, I'm looking at maybe 50 mil agility, 50 mil mining, 50 mil fishing, maybe woodcutting, I'm not sure. Maybe 50 mil hunter, maybe slay until an imbued heart, maybe some rune crafting until I get bored, maybe some deaths, some natures, some GMI, some lavas. I haven't really decided. I like rune crafting through the abyss. Maybe 20 mil prayer. There's a lot of things. I do like farming. I'm almost at 27 mil. It's not too great, but it's something. But I do have a lot of goals on my plate at the time, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think having a lot of goals is good because you might still hop between one or two things between weeks, but ultimately you have something to do and you're always working towards something. And that's the great thing about this game is you're always pushing yourself to achieve one of your goals. I would much rather have this many goals than have none and burn out with the game. Yeah, I think that's about it for skills. I'll get into the bank really quick, and I apologize in advance for my bank. It is not very organized or clean, but so here, the first tab, all the way down to here is just kind of junk. This would normally go somewhere else, but it's uncharged, and I can't be asked to charge it. So max cape and other capes, 140 mil. Gilded kite shield. I have a gilded hosta in my house, and then the rest is just kind of clue shit. I could probably drop all this addy stuff. I don't know why I still have it, but it's just a bunch of shit that I've gotten from clues that I haven't got around to dropping. Like a fucking studded plate body. I probably don't need that, but here are my books. Some firelighters I can probably drop. Some blessings. I do have the other two. They're just in different tabs. A shit ton of tackle. More clue stuff. These are all rings from Miscellanea that I just really can't be asked to charge until I need them. Here's some pets. I'll pull these out just so I remember to go to my house eventually and show you my pets. I do have quite a bit for not being a pet hunter. And then the rest is just kind of random shit. So here's my Slayer tab. The way I have it set up like this is for melee Slayer tasks. So like if I get Necrils, it's just as easy as pulling all that stuff out right there. And then I'm, ready to go. Dragon Warhammer, I did get pretty lucky on that. I got it a long time ago, before the counter came out on task, and I got about it. I think I got it in under 100 KC, which was super, super lucky. I got lucky with this as well. Dragonfire Shield a long time ago. I couldn't even, when I got it, I didn't even have 70 defense to wear it. I got it at about 183 KC. Bludgeon, I think pretty average on, like 580, I think, not too bad. Ceradome and Godsword, really lucky as well. I got it an hour after the Dragon Warhammer, and I got it on 5 KC. I got really lucky with it. And that is my only Sarah item. I actually didn't have the blade for that for over a year because I just couldn't be asked to go to God Wars Dungeon. I don't like GWD. It's meh to me. Random shit. A dragon sword from raids. My only one, thankfully. No dragon harpoons. And here's some Barrows items. I have every Barrows item except for Torrid's legs. I'm still deciding if I want to go back for those. Probably not. So I have full Guthans, full Verax, full DH, full Torrid's minus the plate legs, like I said, full Carols, and then full Arams. It's just in a different tab. I'll get to that in a second. I have a Zamorak and Hassa. I have another Spear, just if I ever wanted to do Torp. So here's my kind of range gear tab. 2 Dragon Hunter crossbows and 1 Twisted Buckler from raids. They're kind of dead content to me for a reason I'll talk about in a second. Just random, random shit. Void, Chins, stuff for green dragons, dragon arrows, darts, just random stuff. Here's my food tab. These Monkfish are from when I AFK'd a lot back when I was a noob. And then I try to keep my potions in 4 doses just so to save bank space, because I have a lot of bank space, or a lot of banked items, I guess you could say. Yes, I use Guams for Herblore. I'm a retard. Magic tab. So I have a Dust Battle Staff, 2 Mist Battle Staffs from my superiors, no heart yet. I have 1 Seam Staff here with the Ornament Kit, and then 3 more right here. 2 Mud Staffs, a Lava Battle Staff with an Ornament Kit, God knows why. bunch of fucking runes for like herb runs and shit. These are all from fucking raids. I have 15,000 unpowered orbs. I have like 3,000 charged. I'll get to that in a second. My staminas, my essence, and my dueling rings and glories and stuff all right there for rune crafting. And then here are all the fucking tabs that I have, or the teleport things that I have. That I'm working on getting that book, but it'll happen when it happens. And these are just for mining to the volcanic mine to get weekly ash. Here's my kind of resource tab. I really like this tab. Got a lot of cool stuff in here. I don't know why this stuff is here. It's probably why my bank is so full. But I have an infernal pick, infernal axe, and a dragon pickaxe. Or, I mean dragon axe, 9 of them. Kind of all my utensil stuff. Tool bag. Random shit from raids. Looting bag. All my ores. My bars here. Gems. I didn't do too much gem knights. I only did about, you know, maybe 2 mil there. I just preferred Arty Knights over their AFK. Bunch of logs and stuff. The other logs are in here because they're solar drops. 85,000 maple longbows because that's what I did when Hardcore Iron Man came out, was I fletched these all in like 2 days. I also made, I have like, what is that, like 35,000 U longbows. Yeah. I used to have a lot more magic longbows when I alched them all. 100,000 bowstring that came from when I was maxing. I just did 100,000 flax to bowstring because I was a lazy motherfucker for 99 crafting. I didn't want to do charter ships. I don't think there's anything else in here. Giant seaweed. This shit is OP. If you're an Iron Man and you're not farming it, go farm it. This shit is fucking insane. So here's kind of my loot tab of random shit. I don't know why this is here. I'll never get a Sarah Hilt again. Let me close that to get rid of that spot. Alright, so Dragon Full Helm. I just got that the other day, actually, on probably like my 15th fucking chewed bone. 12 whips. I don't PVM too much, so that doesn't really matter. Robin Hood hat. Yeah. Jar of Souls. This is my second one. I had one at like 20 KC. It's in my house. All my God Sword shards. My only Odium shard, my only Malediction shard, and then I have 3 Steam Battle Saves as well. And then a Zamorak Spear. So I actually got all 4 of my Steam Battle Saves before I got my first Spear, which is pretty AIDS, because I don't like God Wars. Kind of my all my alchables and shit, my dragon stuff. Pretty average, I'd say, on the rare stuff, but you know, I don't really care anymore. It's kind of a neat thing to get, but random Slayer drops. I think I drop or out all my Granite Mauls because I'm, I don't know, retarded. Ballista Spring that I probably won't ever finish because I don't do them there. Pikachu. Jesus fucking. Good lord. That was terrifying. That was somebody in Discord. Fucking retards. So here's some circles. Some fashion scape that looks pretty sick. Some random, you know, miscellaneous shit. On my penance gear, I have all the penance items from Barb Assault. Some Castle War stuff that was pretty easy to get. Yeah, so this is kind of like my fashion tab, I guess you'd call it. Here's my Herblore tab. So the reason I have this set up like this is so I can do herb runs quickly. So I'll remember the best. So this is how I do an herb run. Just pull up my max cape. And then boom, 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 boom. Grab that from there. And then I'm all geared up ready for my thing. And I pull up my runes and stuff. And then I just kind of use the Graceful there as a placeholder for other shit. I end up grabbing that for my herb run as well. This. So here are all my herbs. It's nothing too exciting because I've only been doing herb runs since I maxed, and I don't do a lot of PVM that drops these, and I haven't been doing herbivore, but I'm pretty happy with where they're at as far as, you know, dwarf weeds, and I farmed everything up. I'm farming Avatos right now, so everything up here I'm done farming. I was out of seeds, but I started doing Slayer again. Shit ton of Dwong seeds, Marantil, Terramin, and Harlander from Master Farmers. I did like 7 mil at Master Farmers when I was going for 99 thieving, so that's probably, you might be wondering why the fuck does he have 3.2 thousand Guam seeds. That's why. I still farm limpworts because I'm autistic. I don't farm those. Then here are my trees. Here are my normal trees. Here are my fruit trees. I should probably water those. I do have 2,000 dwarf weed potions unfinished, which are right here. So I have, you know, 5.7k dwarf weed. I made these when I was going for max and decided I didn't want to do the wines. I also have 1.1k Erit seed, or Erit potions, and then just some random shit I should probably use to clear bank space. Some limpworts. 92,000 potato seeds from Master Farmers. I like those. I don't know, I don't want to get rid of them. I think there's a bunch of shit that's taking up more bank space. Like, I used to farm belladonnas and cacti when I was going for the farming pet, but I got it, and you know, you never know when you need these. So here's kind of my junk tab. I have 5 KQ heads. This could probably go in there, but I'm too lazy to do it. Cannon. Here's all of my achievement diary stuff. The reason this is here is because I used to grab these two for nightshades. Just a bunch of random shit in here, like clue items, random shit that I collect that I could probably drop. Fucking penguin, I don't even know, dude. A lot of feathers, a lot of air shafts. Jugs of wine, random shit. All my uncharged dragonstone stuff that I might need for a clue. 6 tridents. All of my hoods for various stuff. And then a lot of this stuff is, what's it called? I can't think of the name. Random shit, I guess. Like TOTUS stuff that I used to be in TOTUS, I guess you could say. And it's just random shit. I could probably go through and drop a lot of it. This is for like master clues. And then I kind of put my pots in here that are not Fordos, and I just decant them eventually. So here's my Slayer, or my Zulrah tab. And the way I have this set up is, you know, I just pull everything out like this, and then I'm geared for Zulrah. So, you know, Mage's Book, Trident, the rest of my Arams, stuff like that. Yeah, so I've been doing Armadillo a little bit. I got an Armadillo helmet, an Armadillo chain skirt. I'm working on the chest plate so I can go do more Zulrah. And the reason I got that is because I have the Twisted Bow. So I got the Twisted Bow at about 260 KC, and it's really garbage when you have to use D'hide or Void. I don't like it, and so I'm hoping that once I get Void, or once I get Armadillo, it'll be more viable at Zulrah, and it'll be even better at Mole. Blowpipe, obviously, all this shit. I used to have like 25,000 sharks from the 3K Zulrah I did. I got really lucky with shark drops, but obviously they're slowly going down. My pots for Zulrah, my spirit seeds, magic seeds, papayas, palm trees, and caliquats. And so I just put these in here just, you know, to have a nice looking tab. Teleports, Runa hour is pretty low. 4K U-logs. You don't get that many from Zulrah, but I put them there anyways. 28,000 or nearly 29,000 mahogany logs. A lot of that is from Miscellanea. Ever since I maxed, I put my Miscellanea on mahogany and maples, because I don't ever see myself getting 200 mil hunter or herblore, and it's bound to get devalued in the future, so fuck it. D-bones, I just used a lot of my grapes earlier this month, so that's why there's none there. Nearly at 20,000 battle saves. I need to get around to crafting those. It's a lot of money. Let me see how much that is. Yeah, so like 313 mil almost, which is it'll be pretty nice to have. I might make those before I go do 50 mil agility if I ever do it. I got rid of a lot of these, so don't think those are the only dragon items you get from Zulrah from 3K. My KC is about 3.5. I've had 6 onyxes. I bought all the onyxes I needed for my Zenite, and then I started getting these, so I didn't use any of those for these. 2 Serp Helms, one extra Tansfang, and that is it. I've been pretty unlucky with Zolar drops. And then here are those other 3,000 that I had charged that I said. Yeah, that's about it. 25 crystal seeds, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go show you my house, I guess. So I'll show you my pets. I'm not gonna go into, you know, the storage stuff like that because it's pointless. None of you care. So this is how my house is set up. I have my portal room here, another portal room here, my altar room with my jewelry box and stuff like that in here. Here's my jars. Can I just look at this? There we go. So I have the Kraken jar, the Cerberus, which I already had another one, the Miasma, which I give another one of those away, and I don't have any of these. Let's go to my pets first. So here's my pool and stuff like that, and then another portal room to Torrend and Waterbirth, just kind of random shit, and then the rest of the rooms are just kind of garbage. So I have Dagonoth Rex, Dagonoth Supreme, I have the Baby Mole, I have the Beaver, I have the Giant Squirrel, the Rift Guardian, obviously Rocky, I got that one like 12 times on the way to 200 mil, Groot, Cerberus, and the Calphi Princess. So that's like 10 pets. Not too bad for somebody who doesn't hunt pets, in my opinion. I'll show you guys my boss log really quick. So Kriara 368, pretty lucky so far. I've had 3 rune swords, an armadillo helm, and an armadillo chest or skirt. Still working on the chest. Hopefully I get it soon, but I won't be, you know, pissed off if I don't. That's pretty lucky. 216 Zilliana, only have a Sarah Hilt. 577 Gerardor. This one blows dick. So I have 577 Gerardor kills and not a single drop from him. I've had 2 God Sword shards from the minions, but nothing from him himself. And it's just really demoralizing because I don't flick. I'm really bad at flicking Gerardor. So that's pretty rough. Krill 377, not too bad. All I have are staves and spears. About 500 to 600 on the Dagonoth Kings, nothing too exciting. 3.5k mole for max. 351 Calphi Tween. I got this bad boy on 49, which is pretty awesome. I might start doing that more when I go for the heart, because it's, you know, efficient to do now. King Black Dragon, never really done it. I think those 140 kills are when I got my T-bow and wanted to try it out. Callisto, I have 1 because that boss is aged. Venenatus 89 and Vedion 11. I'm not a big fan of the wildy bosses. I don't really ever see myself killing those very often. 76 Chaos Elemental, that's what I took for my D pick. 42 for the Chaos Fanatic. 132 for the Archaeologist, nothing too exciting. 34 for Scorpia, I think that was a task. 850 Barrow Chest, so I'm pretty lucky. Have all the items but 1 in 851. 0 Corp. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever do Corp, we'll see. Only 3,500 Zulrah, I'd like to get that up to 10k like I said. 38 Jed tasks, no pet. Still Inferno capeless. I might go for it. I don't know, I'm a pretty shit PVMer. We'll see. Kraken, Thermi, Cerberus. So you guys can tell I don't do a lot of PVM, but I did go pretty dry for Pegasians at Cerberus, but I did end up getting them. Sire, yeah, so about 587. So I was about right for the Bludgeon. Scartizo, no pet still. Winter Todd, I'm about 19.3 mil. And no Obor. 284 raids, really blessed with the luck I've had from there, which is, you know, pretty fucking insane to have 2 Dragon Hunter crossbows, a Twisted Bow, a Dragon Sword, and a Twisted Buckler in 284. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to talk about. This was kind of an intro video. I'll probably, you know, actually start doing ramble videos where I just talk about random shit while I steal in the near future. I just felt compelled to make a kind of ramble video or an intro video for no fucking reason. But yeah, yeah, that's about it. 73.